Okay, Ray, so yeah, it sounds like, there's been a lot of conflict and stress, and, between our next session, I really want to see if there's anything we can look at to lower that for you. And that just gets me thinking about what kind of triggers do when you have a fight with Kate, is there anything in particular that triggers you?
Nothing in particular, just like that. I don't know. I don't know what the triggers are. I know that there's anxiety around it, and I don't know what the triggers are, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable, and it is normal when there has been conflict going on for a while, and different things get attached to that conflict. I suppose it might be a good idea for you to maybe just have some awareness around that between this session and when I see you next week. Maybe even just jot down some of the things that make you feel heightened, because sometimes little things build up, and when the conflict happens, it mightn't be because of what happened just prior to that. It could be an accumulation of things. So, it's sometimes good just to give yourself more clarity, and then we can have a look at that next week and see what the outcomes were.
So that, things, just to make sure it's clear for me, when I'm feeling a little bit upset or anxious or stressed, I write those things down.
Absolutely. If you feel comfortable doing that,
I feel okay with that.
I mean, I feel it could be helpful, and we can check in next week and see how you went with it. It might be something you continue. I have a lot of clients who journal and find it very, very beneficial. So it could be a way for you to ease into that if you do find it helpful. And I'm just thinking as well, I know there is a lot of positive aspects still to relationship, and that's why this conflict is here, because you can't really decide whether to end it or continue. So another idea might be just to write down some of the positive qualities and good things that happen throughout the week. I guess it will just maybe get some of this confusion out of your head onto paper, and we can have a more rounded look next week, because it is our initial session and we are against the clock. There's only so much we can get through today. So as I said, between now and next week, I just want you to have a bit of a plan and some strategies. I was wondering, is there anything you do that makes you feel really good, that helps you escape from your head? Some people like to do exercise, some people like to read a book or do something creative, or hang out with friends.
Well, I mountain bike. So,
okay, great.
I go up to Smithfield on a regular basis.
There's lots of tracks around.
There's heaps. So that's my de-stressor as a primary. So love doing that. It's unreal. So I'll do that for a couple of hours, even when I'm not stressed. But I do find when, in the times that I am stressed or there's conflict with Kate and I say, it's getting too much, Kate, I'll say I'll go for a ride and get on the bike and go for a ride, maybe for an hour, maybe not as long as I usually ride for, but just to break that conflict, I guess, and then find my centre to a certain degree, because I'm still confused as hell about it, but it does help, and my stress levels have lessened, my anxiety around it all, it lessens, but I do worry about Kate, because when I come home from the ride, I know Kate's just sitting at home, or she doesn't do much. She'll say she'll go for a walk, but doesn't go for a walk, and she seems a little bit better than when I left. But not as. She's still unease. She's still there seems to be something unease, and it might be because the conflict or whatever, and the communication that we had hasn't fully settled. I'm not sure, but it does worry me a lot that, so if I was to break that that communication, go for a ride. That's what I'm left with Kate at home, and I worry for Kate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely hear that.
Yeah.
And there seems to be some walking on eggshells and
Yeah.
yeah.
It seems that's what it's like.
Yeah. And I'm just also wondering, do you often feel like that with Kate, if you know that maybe you might feel a bit responsible to make sure she's happy also? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know if it would be the happiness as a whole, but definitely when there's conflict, I do feel like I need to attend to Kate's needs all the time and support that, but it seems like I'm just not doing a good enough job, and it just causes more trouble.
Yeah.
But as a whole, the happiness, Kate, she seems happy enough, I guess. I'm not Kate, so I don't know. But when after work, when I come home, I'm worried what type of mood Kate's in. And then, if I do see her feeling like she's not her usual self, I'll try and pep her up and make things happy and light, even though I might be getting really tired and exhausted. So, I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably I'll write about that one too. Like the times that I do feel that I'm out to make Kate happy. Yeah, would that be?
Yeah, I mean it's completely normal to want your partner to be happy and to, but it's I suppose when it affects you and drains your energy, as you just said, you can come home and feel very exhausted, and then it's exhausting you further to try and lift someone's mood. So it's something we can look at down the line, but just journal or write down what you feel comfortable with, and we'll have another look next week.
Yeah.
So is there any other issues? I'm just conscious of the time. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up?
I think that's pretty well rounded. As far as
So you feel
it's pretty good grounding of what the relationship and what my issues are, and it's going to take time.
Absolutely.
I think. A little bit more time.
Yeah.
So.
And I suppose that just brings me on to just explaining a bit. I already touched on that we have a collaborative approach, so we'll just identify some issues you're having and work together to change them.
And when you say collaborative, that's just you and I, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
as I said before at the start, it will just be you and I'll be informing you if there's anyone else who needs to know what's going on.
Referral thing.
Yes.
That you were saying.
Or to speak to my supervisor. So it will just be you and I. And I'm confident that we'll get some really good results. So how I normally work with my clients, I would normally see you, if at all possible, on the same day, for 6 consecutive weeks. At the end of that, we kind of have a review. Some clients, they're able to drop down to fortnightly sessions, some even monthly, and some have even resolved and got a lot more clarity around their issues after 6.
Sure.
So, what we'll do is we'll work together until you're feeling fully confident, and it's again collaborative. If you feel, I'd like your input on how many sessions you feel you need at that point.
Well, I don't know at the moment. Okay?
No, nobody knows
but
initially.
Six sounds good, and I can commit to once a week.
And as I said, if anything changes within the 24-hour time frame, just let us know. And it's too easy. So I suppose you have some things to work with on for the week.
Bit of homework. Have a look at the triggers. And and
when you do feel heightened, just for your own peace of mind, and instead of staying in the situation, sometimes it's just a lot healthier to remove yourself, get on that bike, and I'm sure you'll sleep better after that. But see how you go, and if anything changes and you need to see us sooner, you can always contact the reception and there may be an available slot or a cancellation.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks for that.
No worries at all. Ray, well, I hope you have a wonderful week,
Yeah,
and
thanks,
thank you so much for coming in, and it's been really nice to meet you, and I'll be looking forward to our next session.
Thanks, Kate.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Okay.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.